Now, tens of thousands of people are marching in Belgium's capital to call for an immediate end to Israel's war on Gaza. They're also demanding the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu be held accountable for the killing of Palestinians in the Gaza Strip. Belgium is among the countries expected to recognize Palestinian statehood at the upcoming UN General Assembly. Let's go to Hashem Ahelbarra, who's in Brussels for us at that protest. What's the scene like where you are, Hashem?
Well, as you can see, there is a massive crowd over here in central Brussels where tens of thousands of people gathered to protest against the situation in Gaza. And they say they've asked their own people to come in. You can see most of these protesters in red jackets because they were told by the organizer this could be the moment to send a strong message to the international community on the need that this is a red line that has been crossed, that war has to come to an end, and that innocent civilians have to be saved in Gaza. They're angry, they are frustrated, and they say the European Union has not done what it's supposed to be doing to end the war. And this explains why this march is going to continue all the way until the headquarters of the European Commission for these people to stand together, all wearing red with red cards similar to this one, which they will hold together, saying that this is a red card to the international community for its failure to help the innocent civilians. I've been asking people whether the decision by the Belgian government to conditionally recognize the state of Palestine has answered some of their own demands, and they said no. There was a morally flawed decision by the Belgian government to say we are going to recognize Palestine under certain conditions. This is not something that the Belgian government has to do, and they will continue their rally today, hoping to be able to build more momentum in the future and put more pressure on the Belgian government to impose sanctions on Israeli entities, Israeli officials, and to hold the Israeli government accountable for the genocide that is taking place in Gaza.
Hashem, you mentioned Belgium, of course, one of several countries that are considering recognition of Palestine as an independent state at the upcoming General Assembly. But as you say, many of the people there don't think this is enough. Is there consensus among these European governments as what the way forward should be? Some countries recognizing Palestine, others not. There seems to be a lot of differences among European governments as how to deal with the situation and what action to take.
Well, Folly, I can tell you what is happening exactly here on the ground in Brussels. And you can see its impact on what is happening beyond, particularly across Europe. These are people, some of them are not affiliated with any political party. Some of them are from leftist or centrist parties, from the Muslim community, average citizens who decided it's about time to end the war after almost 2 years of relentless bombardment. They say they are frustrated. They don't genuinely believe that the international community will use its leverage, like the EU in particular. But this is exactly what they are saying. We are also going to go to the elections in the future in Belgium and across Europe, and we will punish every single politician and political party which decided to keep silent in the face of the atrocities committed against Europe. And the momentum is building up to the point where today in Brussels you have dozens of thousands of people converging here, and you can see this is starting to swell, to grow bigger, and to have a massive geopolitical implications on the government. The decision by the Belgian government to recognize the Palestinian state and to impose sanctions on Israel didn't come just because at random. It was because of this pressure that started to build. By the way, the protesters that you can see converging here, this parent along with his kids, the other behind me, and everywhere, they came from Antwerp, from the Netherlands, from the south of Brussels, from the south of the country, from everywhere. They had to mobilize these people to come from across the country and other neighboring countries to Brussels today. It's quite a strong message which will reverberate across the political landscape here and also at the EU. Is it going to be conducive to a change of mind? Well, the people I've asked, they said, we're going to use our power and our voice for as long as it takes until war comes to an end. And war must one day come to an end. And this explains the momentum that you can see today in Brussels. The protest is going to continue for quite some time until later in the evening, fully. And the focal point will be that moment when they will converge outside the building of the European Commission. We will start chanting anti-EU slogans, anti-silence over the atrocities which are taking place in Gaza.
And we will, of course, continue to follow this huge demonstration with you, Hashem Ahelbarra in Brussels for us. Thank you very much.
Don't miss out. Get the full picture. Subscribe to Al Jazeera for reliable news, expert insight. Like, share, stay ahead.